Greetings and welcome to STL Soccer Talk, the video edition. I'm Tom Timmermann. This is Beth O'Malley. And it's been, it seems like forever, but it's only been, I guess, 2 weeks since we did the last one of these. But so much has happened.
So much has happened.
So much has happened. And the big thing that's happened is that cities made a trade, really. The previous trades were always like involving GAM, general allocation money, which is like a mythical unicorn-like beast.
It is, and I really enjoy that you say it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this we actually had players, actually had human beings on both teams going places. City SC acquired from DC United defensive midfielder Chris Durkin, but it cost them two players.
Jared Stroud. And Lucas Bartlett.
I was going to say that. And $300,000 of GAM. But yes, two beloved members of the St. Louis City family in its inaugural year.
Well, and I was saying during the podcast, it seems like fans have embraced nearly every player on this inaugural team. And Jared Stroud was definitely one of those players who made a name for himself in St. Louis, kind of restored his career here in St. Louis, and is now headed out.
Yes, Jared Stroud revitalized his career in St. Louis. He had lost the season, his last one at Austin, played like 40 minutes, but found new life and really is 5 assists, 5 goals, played an awful lot, like 31 or something games that he played. Really revitalized his career in St. Louis, and it was a position of depth for City. If they were going to make a move, and they had to make some moves to get better. This was a position where they had more players than they knew, not that they knew what to do with, but then they could fit in games or fit on rosters. Right. And you got to give up something to get something. And Chris Durkin is, it was going to cost them to get something. A defensive midfielder, a position where they were a bit thin. A bit thin. They had Jabulo Blom, and then it was kind of come as you are. You want to play 6? You try it?
You try it this week.
Yeah, we won't talk about that. But in any case, yeah, there was a position in which they needed help on the defensive mid, and so this will give them that. Especially, Jabulo Blom had an up and down season, and this gives them depth in that spot. And Blom, if he makes the South African team, the Africa Cup of Nations, is going to miss some time. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah. The other news.
The other news is Houston will be City's opponent in the CONCACAF Champions Cup. In a tournament which has got teams from clubs all through the region, and City gets one that's not only in the same league they're in, but it's in the same conference they're in, that's in the same time zone they're in. They've already played them twice, and so one of the charms of things like the CONCACAF Champions Cup is people go to different places, play teams you've never played before.
Have a bit of fun outside the country, get an experience that maybe some of these MLS players wouldn't get playing in Mexico or playing in another international country that they wouldn't normally visit. And yet here we are going to Houston, which is a great city, but it's not Mexico City.
Yes, so we'll find out possibly by the time you watch this when that match is, but it'll be City SC season opener. And they'll be playing here in like the 2nd or 3rd week of February here at City Park to open that tournament. So it's going to be cold. We're going to be looking forward to that one.
Or it could be oddly warm.
Well, it would be oddly warm. Indeed it would.
But that's the news from us.
That's the news from us. The City also acquired an international spot. They probably have an international player in their future. Maybe by the start of next week, they'll have that in place. But things are, they have 4 open roster spots, and we'll see how they utilize those. But players coming in, and this was going to happen. I mean, and the players knew it, and the change happens. And City, did not have a perfect season. As good as the season was, there are ways to be better.
Of course.
So they are going to make those, and that's what Lutz Pfannenstiel and Bradley Carnell will be up to, is to make that, make us a better team for the 2024 season. And we're a week away from finding out what the full schedule is. Next Wednesday should be the schedule released. So it's an active time in the incredibly short, painfully short, some might say, MLS off-season. Because January 8th, I think, is when we expect training camp to begin. So that is as soon as, barely, taken down the tree when practice will begin.
Yeah, it's only a couple of days after Epiphany.
Yeah, it's because you wait that long to take your tree down to the Epiphany. You've got that.
I don't have a Christmas tree.
Okay.
Yeah, not a real one,
No.
or a fake one. We have a felt one that I put up on the wall. But we can move on.
No, I think we'll talk about this. No, anyway, we will. Anyway, I'm not sure when we'll be back. We will be back. It may depend on when exciting things happen on the seafront, or what the holiday schedule is like. But in any case, until next time, and listen to the podcast because we talk about this and other things at length, at probably way more length. But I would still listen to it. And if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and also consider subscribing to the Post-Dispatch because lots of information there, and support local journalism because it makes a lot of things possible, like me babbling incoherently. Until next time, for Beth, Rally behind the camera, for Gary who's putting together the potluck outside. Until next time, be seeing you.